Thank you very much, Dr. Munilal. Good afternoon to our opposition leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad-Bissessa, and everyone under the sound of my voice. My name is Wendy H. Lewis, and yesterday I would have witnessed, in my capacity as special polling agent for the United National Congress and the constituency of San Fernando East, which I agreed to oversee as campaign manager for John Michael Alibokas, the UNC candidate. I would have witnessed the signing of ballots for special voters. I arrived yesterday at 8:45 a.m. The returning officer, Mr. David Batu, greeted me and advised that I would be called in at 9 a.m. As I entered, I was led to a row of tables with Mr. David Batu, the returning officer, 2 independent officers, 3 assistants who weren't named, Mr. Michael Mohammed, representative for the People's National Movement, and Mr. Gill, a representative for the Patriotic Front. Mr. Mohammed stated he attended the opening of the ballot boxes on Saturday, the 12th of April, to which I was not informed. I asked Mr. Batu why wasn't I notified, who stated that it was out of his hands as the EBC is responsible for notifying the relevant parties. Mr. Gill also stated that he was not notified. Therefore, out of the 3 candidates for San Fernando East, only the PNM was present on that Saturday. We were then advised of the administrative process by Mr. Batu and given a list of 390 special voters. Mr. Mohammed left at 9:20 a.m. The process which followed included the initialing of 390 ballot papers in alphabetical order by the returning officer, which was referenced by the main list of special voters, then passed to one of the assistants who placed the ballot paper in a small brown envelope. The small envelope mentioned was then placed in another brown envelope. The larger envelope was then sealed by one of the assistants. The other assistant then compiled in batches of 25 with an elastic band and then placed in a box. I witnessed the process of all 390 envelopes, which utilized just over 3 ballot books out of 10. At 12:50 p.m., upon completion, Mr. Batu requested a white piece of paper. He then asked all present to sign the blank sheet of paper, claiming it is the seal for the box. I interjected and stated, "Why are we being asked to sign a blank sheet of paper?" Mr. Batu replied, "That's for the seal." I replied, "Excuse me, this is not my first rodeo. The document should state the process just completed, and we sign under the said document confirming." He replied, "We ain't have that form." I replied, "That is impossible. Surely this is not your first rodeo." The form is called an A45 form, which is the legal accompaniment for the content in the box, which then goes to the EBC. One of the independent witnesses showed the EBC guide with an example of the said A45 form, which I described. "You do not have an A45 form," is what I asked. I said, "Okay." The assistant then walked over to the right of the room and miraculously raised the box and retrieved the said A45 form. We all signed as it was the correct form, and we were seemingly getting ready to seal the box. As we signed the document, Mr. Batu held it in his hand and then refused to sign the said box in our presence. Mr. Gill from the Patriotic Front then asked, "What happens to the remaining ballot books?" Mr. Batu replied, "We send that up the road separately." I interjected again. I said, "What's the destination of the remaining ballot books?" Mr. Batu replied, "The EBC." I then said, "If the box is heading to the EBC, then surely the unused ballot books can go in the sealed box for accountability and transparency." Mr. Batu's staff member, a gentleman who arrived at 12:15 p.m., attempted to justify the separation of the items in question and refused to place the unused books in the box to be sealed and stated, "The box will get sealed." We were subsequently dismissed, and they stated the process is over. Myself and Mr. Gill would have left at 1:15 p.m. I immediately called my election agent and attorney, Mr. Ken Samuel, who was not available at the time. I called the other UNC attorneys and representatives and relayed what would have transpired. I made a call to a contact at the EBC and stated that this is not acceptable and heads will roll. In 3 minutes, at 3:15 p.m., I received a call from the said Mr. Batu, suggesting I return to witness the seal of the box, to which I simply replied, noted. I wanted to really soak in what I was being told. I called him back and asked, what sense does that make? You asked us to sign the A45 form under false pretense, insinuating that you were about to seal the box, which you would never allow to take place. I do not know what would have taken place in the last 2 hours. Mr. Batu apologized, stating he was flustered. I replied, noted again. He then asked if I do not trust the process. I replied, human beings fail daily. I trust God. I received 6 calls repeatedly, which I chose not to answer, as I am guided by UNC attorneys. I then sent Mr. Batu the following message via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, Mr. Batu. Due to the hours between me leaving your office, which was 1:20 p.m., and the time you've requested me to return, 3:20 p.m., the legal team of the party has advised that I do not return to witness what should have been done in my presence initially. After we signed the form in anticipation of the box being sealed, the sealing of the said box was denied until 2 hours later. I am guided by our legal team and I would not be returning. I also note your apology where you stated you were a bit flustered, hence the issue. I am not surprised by any of which I just stated. I would have witnessed special voters process in the past. The call on behalf of my candidate, Mr. John Michael Alibokas, is for the immediate removal of the returning officer, Mr. Batu, and to reduce the process. Scrap the entire process. Have it redone, given all the evidential irregularities. Thank you.